I actually found out the reason why the rent increment this period is becoming so alarming and so disturbing. Most buildings might likely do this because they don't want to accommodate Africans. Yeah, which is most reasons why they double the price of their rent once you mention that you are an African. It's very disturbing to think that as Africans living in UAE, we need to keep managing where we are, like the buildings that are able to accommodate us, whether or not we like the place or we want to move, because the chances of us getting a new one is very tiny. Only those people who have still an atom of tolerance for us Africans would allow us to rent their building, their partitions, their rooms, their bed spaces. The rest of them, others, once they post the house and then you inbox them and want to know how much is it, how do you go about renting it, the first thing they ask you is what nationality. And that is very crazy, because the reason why it's very annoying and crazy to me is that the people asking this question, they are not even from the best of countries. They are just countries that, if you put it in the right context, Africans are much more better and way developed, civilized and modernized than them. But because of where they've been placed, the level UAE has placed them above us, because of course, the kind of national help they assisted during the period of building UAE, which made them now benefit more than Africans because of our yeye leaders, mostly Nigerians. I heard that when Dubai was still a desert, not developed, that they reached out to Nigerian president for help. And then the reply was, what good comes out from a desert? And now look at the desert now becoming one of the best tourist countries in the world. Everyone is take me to UAE, take me to Dubai, the Burj Khalifa. They've now built something good has come out of that desert. So, and those countries that their leaders were smart and wise enough, kind enough to assist, mostly Indians, I've heard about them, are the ones benefiting both work-wise, business-wise, and in all ramifications in the UAE. But then there's these other nationalities that you all know, name undisclosed because it's not going to add any value to the video, that own most renting houses, apartments, villas, name it, who are into real estate, simply put, that are not even from the best. We are better than them, even with our yeye leaders. They are the ones who are first to ask you what nationalities, and then once you mention any country in Africa, they automatically tell you no. And it's the audacity for some of them to not even reply you once you mention. That is why most times when I see adverts of accommodations online, I'm very I feel cold to ask about it, because I already know the answer and it's not good. Everyone is here to survive. The input they are putting in the country is what we all are putting in, especially we, the expatriates who come into Dubai. What they do is what we do, except they are owning businesses. Yeah, businesses are paying tax, but you as a working class man or woman, I don't think you are paying any tax apart from the ones added in commodities you buy, which was introduced, I think it was 2022, but during that COVID period. That was when they introduced the value added tax in buying commodities. And then the second reason why I think prices of houses are high, especially with this new partition introduction, is that now they are trying to make partitions renting houses, owning houses, managing houses seem like commission based kind of thing. You understand? You know, the normal thing we all know about looking for a job and then an agent is charging you for giving you the job. You know the reason why back in the years when I came to UAE, you can pay only 500 for a job. The normal agency fee for job is 500. Even you can get agency fee for 200. But now it's alarming to see that people can post job cleaning job of 1-2, and when you ask them about commission, they tell you commission is 1,000 for job of 1-2. They will just take the entire salary. It's now very expensive to acquire any job here because the commission is too much, and the reason is because 10 greedy people will perch on one job. And then who suffers? The job seeker, because everyone, it's more it's going from hand to hand. Mr. A gets the job, he posts. Mr. B copies, he posts. He contacts Mr. A, okay, I will put my commission. Then Mr. C sees it, he posts. And then when you go, imagine when they post, and then Mr. E, the fifth alphabet, gets the information post, and then you, being the victim, you get in contact with Mr. E, you start paying the charges from, they put on top of it till you get to Mr. A, which is the rightful owner. Not even like he's the rightful owner, but the main contact. So imagine Mr. A putting 500 dirham, Mr. B is putting 200 dirham, Mr. C is adding 200 dirham, Mr. D is adding 150 dirham, then Mr. E is now adding 100 dirham. How much do you think you will pay before you get the job? That is the same thing I realized that is happening in this recent partition accommodations. Now, the reason I found out is when I posted the video of me going to check out the house my landlord wants me to check out, because he said he likes me, I'm very good, and he always, whenever he's building like new places, he calls me to check, just in case I don't like the place I'm staying, because I don't owe. Once it's month end, I pay. That's why most times I'm even like, what is wrong with these real estate agents? People have their money to pay, but you don't want to rent to them because you are considering nationality. Yes, most Africans are troublesome, I know, but when you find this kind of people, rather than transferring the aggression, kick those ones out and maintain the good ones. Imagine where I'm saying I do not make drama except you bring it to me. I pay my rent on time. You can't even hear my voice. I'm silent to you. Like, the only time you hear me is when I'm making video or when I'm leaving my room. Other than that, I'm silent in my room pressing phone. No, I don't even join them in gatherings. And then what would be your reason for not renting to me? Because I am Nigerian. That's even case for another day. The one I'm talking about is the reason for the hike in renting houses in partitions these days. When my landlord called me to check that house, I checked it, and then when this house, of course the room was very small, you saw the video, but when I asked him the price, he said 1,300. I was like, this room is too small for even 1,000. Why is it 1,300? It's too expensive. I thought this is your own. He said yes, that it is his own, but he's not the only one managing it. Like, there are two partners, two people bringing money to pay, and then they share the profit that comes from it. So if the normal price was supposed to be like let's say 700, because there are two people and everyone has their own profit, of course definitely the price will increase. That is why the rent is high now, because 10 people, 10 agents, 10 partners are pitching on one room. Imagine getting commission from each room all through the whole villas, like the whole rooms in the whole villa, 100 rooms, 100 partitions. That is how they make their income. Each room you have your dividend, each room you have your own profit. So now the people who suffers are as we who are renting. So that is why it's now very expensive, because a lot of people, they are making it like commission, like a job commission. Everyone is wanting their percentage, just like real estate companies, holiday homes. You buy from owner, you put your gain. This is how holiday homes they operate, and that is why when you want to rent from a holiday home, you pay higher. When you're renting for Airbnb or like somewhere like this, depending on the location, you are not renting directly from the owner, you are renting from the real estate agent. And then the real estate agent might still be, you might even go from real estate agents, and then you find out that the real estate agent is still renting the house to another agent, maybe the holiday homes, and then the owner has his own commission. Of course, it's his house, he has his own commission, that's his investment. The real agents who marketed the house, they have their own commission. The person holiday home, they have their own commission. So who suffers for all this? Of course, you who is renting. So that is why it's very difficult. Like, it seems everything is, especially houses, is getting hyped, and it's really frustrating. And it was never like this before. Back in the years, you converse directly with the owner. But now you have to go through someone. Everything is connection. Go through someone that knows someone that knows someone till you get to the owner. Everybody wants to own a business. All of you people that are preaching about the need to be self-employed, this is what you've caused. Now everyone wants to be self-employed. Nobody wants to work for other people. And what happens? This is what happens. Now everyone is looking for easy way to get money. Everybody wants to invest. And then who is going to suffer? Of course, the people who are going to seek out for those businesses, the customers, they are the ones who suffer, because everyone has their own commission in that business, in that investment. So, and you cannot tell me that, okay, I do not have a commission in something I invested in. Maybe when you were building the villas, I added my money, and then you tell me I don't have any interest because you need to consider the person renting. It's not going to work like that. You need to give me my own commission because I invested. I'm a partner. So that is why the rent, especially in Satwa, that is why it's very expensive. Not just Satwa, every other place, but the place that area, I know they have a lot of villa over there. That is why the villas are expensive. You could see like a very tiny coffin, and then they are telling you 1,000, and the only allowance you have is just to turn your body left and right. No much allowance. You can't even be free. To the point, and when this happens, you find out that because they want to maximize profit, they tend to build the villa like they abuse it. Imagine building a partition where you cannot stand up in your room. Like, it's basically you come back, you lie down. People who are in Nigeria, like I'll talk about my country where I'm from. You people don't know what you are enjoying. You are paying for 1 year to have freedom. Even if you're renting one room, you have freedom. You can stand. I see you guys making videos. You have your own room. Even the recent Mirabel scandal, the Mrs. Linus, I saw her room. I was even like envying her. I said, child, look at where this girl is living. Very comfortable. I was like wishing I lived in that kind of place. But imagine how we are surviving here. You live in a room where you basically need to lie down. If you need to wear your clothes, you need to be like this to wear your clothes. And you are paying not less than 350,000 monthly for that room in UAE. And it's because it was not supposed to be like this, but because of these pending issues, these are the reason it's very, very expensive. So it's not really. And then another reason why I think that, apart from these two reasons, why one, your nationality, two, more partners investing in the business, and the third one, the nationality. I'll specifically talk about the Filipinos. You know, I don't know how they get money. Like, I don't know how they save back home. I don't know how many responsibilities they have, but most times they are the reason why houses are hiked. Because we are not talking about other nationalities now, like the Westerners, because they have their areas. But we are talking about the areas where the minors, the ones strong, the average expatriates are living, where we should be considered, we who are not high income earners. And then you see most of these ladies, the men, they go to a building and then they tell them a particular price. They know that the house is very expensive. And then they will be like, okay, I want it. They are ready to pay any amount because they have means of paying. But they don't consider the fact that most people are only depending on their job. But then they have, I don't even know, like there was a story one guy shared to me regarding them. I don't know how true it is. The guy had an opportunity to like date them, so he shared a lot of stories about them, but this particular one was more stronger. Like, he has like a strong backup. The man said that the reason why this nationality, they go for any kind of job, even if you want to pay them 2,000, 1,500, they don't care, is because what they intend to do, like I said, is allegedly, I don't know if it's true, when you pay them that low income, they date 10 more men and then they take money from these men to fund their lifestyle. Other nationalities might still be doing it, but this is what I heard that majority of them do. That is why they don't mind to do nanny. However you pay them, even job of 1,000 they would take. But then in a month they charge 10 different men, and you know their body type, their skin, it's like the desire of most men, the way their skin are soft and everything, you know, the way the people always feel like they are very soft spoken, they are good, they are this and that, you know, the way they place them in UAE, and then they task 10 more men to fund their lifestyle. Maybe the house they are even renting, another person is paying for the rent, because you know they have like the upper benefits here in terms of love life, because people are like, okay, they love them much just because of their complexion. They kind of have the complexion of, you know, that is acceptable in this pattern of world we are in. And so because of that alone, people can do everything for them, and then they go to rent. They are not considering the price, they are not thinking, because of course it's not coming from their pocket. So whatever, you would see them and an African bargaining for a room, and then the African is busy trying to see if they can, you know, down price the house so that it can be affordable. Maybe the house is placed at 3,000 dirham. An African is trying to see if they can get the house at 2,500. The Filipino is like, give me 3,000, no problem. Then if you're the owner, what are you going to do? Of course, you will go with the highest bidder. So that is the challenges we have in this UAE, of course. And the fact that this is the most strongest one, the fact that you can even get your money, but you can't even get the house, is another pending problem. So anyways, all our prayer is that we'll get the money we need here and then we leave. Okay, so go to better countries and God will help us. Anyway, I'll end this video here because my colleague is really ranting and is disturbing my video. You can hear him in the background. Parrot. Bye.